Hello and welcome to your roadmap to earning money on Reddit, where I'll be running through how I earn up to $100,000 a year through traffic generation on Reddit. I'll be covering everything on how you grow a community, from the initial setup, the types of content and engagement to get it to grow, where to find products and programs for offers to promote if you don't have one yourself, moderating the subreddit and more. I hope you enjoy my course and find it valuable. To start with, I thought it would be useful to give a bit of a background on myself and how I started with Reddit. My name is John and I'm from the UK, as I'm guessing you can tell from my accent. I've been in affiliate marketing for over 9 years now, having worked for lead generation agencies and a private affiliate network. In 2019, I started working for myself and exploring the different ways to earn an income online. Just over 1 year ago, I started on Reddit as one of the affiliate programs I was working on. I noticed there was no affiliates trying Reddit. They were just flooding the popular platforms like Facebook and Instagram with content. Through my research on audiences to target, I could see there was plenty of traffic on Reddit that would actually be ideal, but there was no quick and easy way to scoop this up other than Reddit ads, at least at the time, I thought. I tried the Reddit ads. I got very high levels of engagement, but not great conversion overall. Looking deeper into feedback via the comments around Reddit on what I was trying to promote, it was clear the main issue was trust, especially to what I was trying to promote. I think we all know Redditors can be quite a tough, suspicious bunch as it is, and they don't take kindly to hard selling on the platform overall. So I began to experiment in community building in order to gain trust via helpful and informative content. As I'd never actually built a community before, the result was multiple months of silence through the experiment I was trying. I ended up taking a break from this particular subreddit I was trying to build. I revisited it a month later, and incredibly it had taken on a life of its own in my absence, and some things had worked. That was definitely my aha moment. I spent time after this finely tuning what had worked for community growth and introduced ways to start earning off this community. The result was fast growth and faster earnings, much quicker than I would have dared believe. So now I'm happy to give you the recipe on how to do this as well, without all the hard work of learning. Here we are in one of my dashboards for just one of the affiliate programs I use to earn money online with Reddit. I use quite a few, all roughly of the same niches. In the top right hand corner you can see my name within my email address. So if I go to the details tab, you can see the daily earnings here. And if I just go to the last 6 months, you can see the total earnings per month for this particular one program. And they all add up to bring me to that 100k per year. If I go to the sub IDs just down here, you can see all the traffic that has come in from Reddit that I've tagged, and that's it. So why should you grow a Reddit community? Like growing an audience on any platform, it becomes an asset that brings you a monthly income if you do it correctly. You need to commit serious time and patience to growing a Reddit community. Those followers you're going to get are going to be very loyal through appreciating your honesty in both content and comments. The trust factor is very important on being successful within Reddit. There's daily consistent traffic. There's always eyes on your content whilst you sleep. I regularly get between 1,000 and 3,000 views per post per day on all of my subreddits. It's incredibly easy to engage with the people on your subreddit via comments and DMs. It's quite easy to manage. There's no costs involved unless you want to grow your audience with ads. I personally haven't tried this, but I know some subreddits do it. There's plenty of available traffic, absolutely. Almost every niche you can think of is largely untapped. They just get bad advice, which is where you step in. You can drive this audience to other platforms and email lists to grow out these channels for more focused selling. Here, I'm going to run through the full business model of building your subreddit. Firstly, it's picking your niche, making sure the topic and any related subtopics have relevant and active communities related to your expertise or end product. You need people to be asking a lot of questions or trying to find a solution to their problem. The advice most of them get is varied and not always accurate. These communities need to be very active too. Secondly, building out your subreddit. The name needs to be spot on, provoking interest or clearly encapsulating what people are going to find in your community. I actually used a few clickbait style community names for mine as well. Thirdly, the content. You'll be posting your own content types, making sure the keywords match up with internal Reddit search content in order to get eyes on them. And your users will be posting their own content, which also helps you grow. The more posts we have, the more views. Your content types need to have value. It may surprise you to learn that my biggest subreddit is only 5,800 people. It's not always about quantity but quality. Because all my content has good value in it, people want to see it. Fourthly, posting key content as pinned posts, links in the sidebar and in the auto-mod posts. You shape where users go within your subreddit by content in these key areas, whether they stay in Reddit or continue the user journey you want them to outside of Reddit. Fifth, constant daily cross-posting to target communities with your content or with specific user content that illustrates something you can use for positive promotion. This is how you will achieve faster growth. Finally, the use of lead magnets to capture users into email funnels, direct links to websites or checkout pages to purchase, or redirection to other platforms to try and sell there. Let's start breaking down the business model. The true start to your journey of building a community with Reddit is with your research on relevant active communities, because you are going to be posting into them heavily following the cross-posting rules they set. This is in order to advertise your subreddit to their own audience. If you don't know keywords for your niche or want further suggestions, use Google Keyword Planner or keywordtool.io for example. Start by heading to Reddit and searching for keywords for your niche using the search tool. Now make sure the posts that are returned to you are sorted by relevance and look at posts in the past month and past 24 hours. Load up those communities. Have a look at the type of questions in the posts. How many members the subreddit has, how many upvotes and comments on each post. Is the subreddit moderated well, and what are the rules? Ideally, you need to log all this information into a spreadsheet or Word doc, as you will need it later on in the process. You want to be targeting the larger communities that are active and whose posts contain a lot of relevant keywords you'll be using for your own content. The first thing I've seen many people do, and especially competitors do for one of my affiliate products, is DM people straight away to try and get sales the easy way. In fact, some competitors did this to try and steal sales of one of my subreddits for a particular affiliate product, rather than building their own communities. Take a guess what happened and how long they lasted. They got nowhere and perhaps gave up after maybe a few weeks in each case. They basically tried to hard sell people without gaining trust and credibility, taking a shortcut off the back of my hard work. So how did I know this was happening? Well, because I had the trust and credibility. Those people who got DM'd came straight to me to either ask, is this person trying to scam me? Or they were just actually complaining about it happening in the first place. So this goes for anything really. Take the short road and you'll more often than not be found wanting. So the method I'm teaching here is about building a community, a place where you lay out the content, in the form of advice and proof of results in whatever niche you're doing. So how do you start a community? Simply hit the drop down search results box and you can see the plus symbol and create a community. You then type the name of the community in, that will be specific to your niche, and explain as best you can in 21 characters what it will be about. Make sure it's public too. Next up is the fine-tuning of the subreddit. First and foremost, I recommend making another user account on Reddit and adding it as a backup moderator to the subreddit. It's never happened to me as yet, but if for whatever reason your main account is inaccessible, you can use the other spare account you have to access the subreddit so the hard work and effort isn't lost. Edit the About Community tab to the right, add a clear description, keep it shorter, and at a later point, add a link to whatever you want in there. Below that, edit the community topics. This is keyword based as well. You should already have a list of these from the research stage. Next up, we need to dive into the mod tools section. Here's a list of the sections you need to edit right away from the start. The rules section on spam, self-promotion and any other actions towards users you need to punish. Then the removal reasons. This is if in case you have to ban anyone. You can choose these in a quick selection to let them know why this is based on anything from the rules section. Next up is content controls. I always give users a provide members with posting guidelines message when they create a post. I have set words to ban from the post title and words from the post body. You will at some point probably have to put some in to protect the subreddit from spammers that keep coming up. I found it best to list a bunch of domain endings as well, such as .co, .com, .app, .ly, and so forth. To prevent spam from domains, I tick required domains and enter in any domains of my own and Reddit's ones. So that's red.it and reddit.com. This means only these domains can be posted in the subreddit if anybody tries to domain spam you. After this, we go to the auto mod section. You input code here to help cut down on human moderation. I use extra code to filter domains that are allowed. You can add more domains as you see fit. Also, I input the code I use for auto moderator posts on every single post. Put key information you want here. You need to resave it after any alterations. This will save you hours of research, so please follow the format carefully with any adjustments. The only sections after this you need to edit are the community settings for descriptions of the subreddit. We already started with this. And community appearance, where you set out the color scheme, icon and banner. It's also here you can set up the sidebar widgets with extra information or links as required. So that's all you need to set up your subreddit. Next, we need content. Next, we need to sort out content. I prefer to schedule my content monthly in advance, so the rest of my time is spent on growing the community. You can do it via Reddit itself for every post type, except images and video at the time of this course creation, which is honestly quite frustrating. Rather than place content in different platforms, I use only one, and this is postpone.app. I can highly recommend it. After it gets some data from your Reddit subscribers, it starts suggesting the best times for you to post for max engagement. So what content types to post? You need to build trust, as I've said before, so that's a combination of spot-on expert advice or proof of results, or indeed both if you can. You can add a mix of any other content types in there as you see fit, so long as it is helpful to people or fits in with your niche. In one of my subreddits on making money online, for example, I posted a mix of student results, proof of incomes, student reviews, insider sneak peeks of what users would get when they signed up, and detailed articles of what the course has covered. Most importantly, in each of these posts, I took advantage of the 300 character limit of the post title. Now, I'm not saying stuff keywords in there, try and game the ranking system, but just write it organically and naturally as possible like you would do for Google. Yes, try and, work in other community names as keywords and those terms which are searched frequently. All of this helps getting in eyeballs on your posts from internal search traffic. How often do I post? I try and aim for around 2 times a day. The rest of the content coming in is from users either asking the same questions or something specific, to them. I always try and make it my mission to reply as quickly as possible and as informatively as possible. The benefit is, as time goes on, other users who have experience of what you're offering chip in, and this helps you out. I always just try and distinguish my replies as a moderator as well. FYI, also when you post links, because of the content controls you put in place, you need to approve your posts each time and make sure the auto mod doesn't get rid of them.
So where to find content? If you already have other social media channels elsewhere, chances are you already have a decent amount of content you can source or create for use in Reddit for text, image or video posts. In this case, you can recycle a lot of your content in how you see fit, especially if you want to keep people on your Reddit page or push them to lead capture of any sorts. If you don't have any content for posting, and depending on what type of community you're looking to build, there are a few ways to source content for use or purely inspiration. Firstly, for content production of any media, I recommend canva.com. Here you can easily create whatever you need in terms of imagery and video content. There are tons of templates, free and paid, and you can upload your own images to fit in with existing designs. It has plenty of elements for use as well. In terms of sourcing content for inspiration, I can highly recommend looking at Pinterest, Instagram and Twitter. Pinterest and Instagram have every type of imagery you could want. Insta accounts have some videos you could also repost with credits, of course, if it's original to the account. Just do some searching around using keywords related to your niche or products. On Twitter, a lot of accounts will have posted threads on your topics. You can have a look at them and rewrite using as inspiration. If we head over to Twitter quickly, this is my profile, as you can see here. So if we want to look at fitness content, for example, let's type that in. So you can see a couple of accounts that have come up here, the top ones. So let's try Dan's account. So if you type in this from Fit Founder, which is Dan, minimum retweets 100. You can play around with the numbers, but this returns his list of top most popular tweets. You can use for inspiration and just rewrite in your own style. I just wanted to quickly run through some subreddits I found, some that I liked, some that I didn't, and what I liked about them, just as some quick examples. So if I go to this one, the Side Hustle, these are all money-making subreddits. So they have a variety of media here. Some of you have posted probably rubbish, of course. But it's how they've structured the sidebar, which is quite important. So you can see here, they've got essential links. The rules there, obviously, post tags by flair. All the big ones have different flared tags to separate the content. So they put related communities here that they probably have done some cross-posting with, I imagine.
and the adverts are just Reddit itself. So let's have a look at this one. This is a tiny one by comparison. So I would say this one probably isn't moderated very well, and there's been no effort to make it grow, make it look unique whatsoever. So this one, of course, larger, but it doesn't seem like they've done too much apart from stylize it. So they can try, you can see here they're trying to make money out of this one, but those are terrible products to make money out of. Yeah, nothing special about that one. Entrepreneur, that's quite a big one. And they've got some, actually they don't have that much here. It's probably because of the shortness of the title that they've been able to get it as big as they have, really, and it was just created a long time ago. There's actually nothing special content-wise about this one, I think. This one's quite decent, I think. Yeah, they've got a lot of information down here. So in the sidebar, you can stick as much information as you want, and it's not subject to anyone else's moderation. I haven't tried to style this one greatly. Let's have a look in one of the posts. So those are some examples of good and bad subreddits. There are plenty others around. Take a look and take away what you think would be useful. We've already covered how you're going to grow through content in terms of using keywords in the content itself for search rankings. This will help you gain exposure over time. The most important part of growing quickly is cross-posting. Cross-posting is sharing posts from your subreddit into other communities for them to see. You've gathered all your relevant community research previously. This is where adhering to varying degrees of rules, thus attention to detail, is required. Each different community will have different posting rules, especially for cross-posting. Some communities straight up won't allow it. You by now will know which ones. I find it a good strategy to never post content which has outlandish claims or can be taken as trying to sell in any way. In some cases, people will just attack it. That's Reddit for you. So proof of results along with a clickbaity title, I typically won't do. However, I have done it very occasionally to communities I didn't actually mind getting banned from, and yes, it did get me users, but you wouldn't want to burn all your bridges by doing this. You need places to cross-post for the long term. As a rule of thumb, try to post just helpful advice on how to do XYZ, not claims. You can cross-post anything after it's already been posted. Simply click on the share button inside each post and select the community to cross-post to. Try and do this with content as soon as it's been posted, if you can. Also, you can cross-post anything users have posted to. I typically haven't really done this as much, as it didn't suit the programs I was trying to promote, but you might find it useful for your content marketing. From the start, I made use of pinned posts of key information I wanted everyone to read when they visited any of my subreddits. Usually, I try and use it to tackle the most commonly asked questions or content that helps define the purpose of my subreddit and how the reader can benefit in any way. Also, I include a list of links within my subreddit to content posted some time ago, since you can only have 2 pinned posts. That would be for good content that helps people, and it can end up getting lost over time. You can pin a post by clicking on the shield icon and ticking the sticky post box. So, moderating the subreddit. This is actually the toughest part of growing your own subreddit. It helps to have other moderators over time to help deal with this, but some people just want to watch the world burn and actually drag everyone else down with them. And they are quite happy to spend what seems like all of their time doing that, engaging with your subreddit. That's right, people who don't want your help and think they may know it all already, try and actively dissuade others from your activity on your subreddit. These kind of people are not even worth bothering with to even turn around their opinion. Take it from me, when you bump into them, and you will, I know I've told you to approach this all with a view to helping people first. Save your precious time on others who will actually appreciate it. Unless, of course, they add constructive criticism, simply ban them from the subreddit if they get mouthy or spammy. They add no value, and just like in real life, don't waste your time. Other people will use your subreddit to promote whatever they can, whatever scam, simply ban them on site. Keep your subreddit as clean as possible. So you've grown the subreddit now. Let's say you're heading towards 800 to 1,000 subscribers and you're now getting thousands of views overall daily. You have a choice: either build an email list, drive them to another platform like Discord or Telegram, or if it suits your audience, place outbound links to your website or store. You can do multiple things, of course, but due to the nature of Reddit, I prefer to keep things as simple as possible. I typically build out 1, a Discord channel or email list, or 2, send them direct to a website. I use 2 options only. You need to capture the audience 100%, but because of the nature of what I've actually promoted myself, I have needed to send them direct to checkout in order to avoid user drop-off over an elongated user journey before actual checkout. This has worked well for me, but experiment to see what fits well for you. Place links to whatever you decide in the auto mod code to save you commenting it all the time, which you shouldn't. It looks too salesy and desperate. Also place links on the sidebar and in the pinned posts. A small note on engagement. Be sure to always be present, commenting as much as you can, as well as upvoting or downvoting comments and posts. People notice it for sure, and it also helps you keep track of what's popular and what's not. Also, I have personally not used bots to carry out upvote or downvote activity. I know they exist, but I've heard doing so can result in account bans, so I can't comment on it. Use them at your own risk. So how do I find offers or products to promote? This is actually quite a common question I get. I find most of my offers through Twitter or going direct through Google searches. You can also use websites like ClickBank or JVZoo products. To find offers on Twitter, I type something along the lines of gumroad.com money Twitter for money making products. You can search anything there, as people are promoting a lot of products for various niches. For searching through Google, you can always look at brands related to your niche and just include affiliate program at the end of the search term, or use a general search term such as fitness affiliate program and have a look at the results given to you.
Now, I'm just going to have a quick run through all of those platforms to show you how easy it is to find the products or services you want to promote.
So that's all you need to get going with earning money on Reddit. I really hope you found it a useful roadmap. I have spent a ton of time figuring these details out, and I hope you can put them to good use. Take care.